Hello and welcome to this birthday edition of Paper and Joy. Today's card project that we are going to be making is this confetti balloon card with the little happy birthday sentiment down the bottom and the feature paper on the sentiments that wraps around to the inside. So hope you like that. Let's go and check out your kits and get crafting. Okay, so in your packs you will receive an envelope, card base, balloon template, the confetti, and the backing piece for our sentiment, and a little piece of string for the balloon. And you'll also need a scrap piece of paper for gluing on, a pair of scissors, a glue stick, and also some liquid glue like PVA glue. Now, it is super dark and raining here today, so I do have some lights on, so there will be a bit of shadowing today, so excuse that, but yeah, it is a bit of a cold winter's day here today in Melbourne. Alright, well, let's get starting and make this card. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is cut out our balloon template. Now we don't actually need the string on this or the little tight piece of the balloon, so we're going to cut outside the line and just around the outside of the balloon, and we'll just cut off that bottom piece there because we're looking for the shape of the balloon piece. We will manually put a little base piece down the bottom of our balloon with our confetti ourselves, but we just need this nice sort of balloon shape to help us form that on the card. So grab your scissors and cut that out. Okay, so we've got that. Now grab your card base and your confetti. Actually, what we might... Okay, we're gonna put the sentiment on the card so that we've got the spacing, so we know where that spacing is, and we can put the balloon and the confetti around that. We're not gonna put anything where we want the sentiment to be. So if you look at the backing piece of paper, I've actually just folded that because it's going to wrap around our card just to make a little feature on the inside there. So what we're going to do is the sentiment will sit on this piece of the card. So don't glue it sort of in the middle of the whole thing, because you want to keep that folded bit free and just glue in the center of there. So if it's easier visually to sort of center it, fold that over before you put your sentiment on, and we'll glue that on with a glue stick. And then center that in this section here. And so you can see there's some nice sort of birthday features coming out through at the bottom, behind the sentiment there. Okay, now this is going to sort of sit at the bottom of the card like this, maybe like a centimetre or so from the base of the card. So we'll glue that on in 2 stages. We'll glue this front section first. So glue up to the line that you can see that I've drawn for you, which marks the fold. And then put the fold line against your card edge and fold it over and press it down. And then we will secure the inside piece. So nicely to the edge of the glue, fold it over and press it down. Just hold it for a second, and there we go. So yeah, nice little sentiment on the card. Now we are ready for our balloon template, and that sort of will give us a guide where we're going to put our confetti. Now, as you can see, if we centre it, it's going to be sort of over the sentiment piece there. So we're going to put it a little bit on the side, just enough so we can sort of get some confetti around. So grab your confetti, and you'll also need your PVA glue for this piece, because these metallic confettis don't stick with glue stick. So if you feel like it, you can just empty a bit out, turn it over so it doesn't stick to the glue strip there, pour a bit out. So I've given you quite a bit, you probably won't use it all. Okay. So you want to make sure there's a little bit at the bottom for a little bit of the tied bit of the balloon. And then what we are essentially going to do is use the template as the guide for where we place our confetti. And we're going to have a bit more down the bottom, and then a little bit of spacing between, sort of at the top, just to make it a bit more interesting. Alright, so I'm going to spend a few minutes placing mine. You can do the same, and I will see you when I'm finished. Alright, so then as you can see, I've got it round. I've got a little bit of that balloon tie bit at the bottom, so that's splayed out a little bit, just not covering my sentiment. And the edges of the confetti are just around the edges of the balloon, so that gives us that shape. So lift your balloon template off, just see that you're happy with that. Got a bit of spacing around just to give it a bit of interest. All right, so I'm happy with that, and then we're going to eventually have our little string down the bottom as well. Okay, so grab your glue, and if there's bits hanging off, we would chop them. That's fine, that'll look good. All right, now what we might do is pop that back so that because we're going to need to move everything off now, but just in sections. So just move this put a little, this is very fine, it's just going to put a little bit of glue and then we're going to spread it. Okay. So I don't want too much glue, so I don't want to sort of crinkle the card too much. All right, and then with your non-glue hand, you can put your confetti back on. And lining it up with the balloon. We're just going to repeat that around the balloon. If you want to put some sort of on top, then just pop a little dab of glue there. Obviously you can see I've got a tiny little gap there that I might just fill in with a piece of confetti, so I'll just pop a bit there. All right, so have fun with that, gluing your confetti, and I'll see you when you're done. All right, so when you've finished your gluing, hope you had a bit of fun with that. Now you may have noticed that like some of them come in, I forgot one, because the way they cut them, sometimes there's a few layers. So what we're going to do, we'll just give the card a shake just to make sure, yep, there we go, there's no loose ones there. Just give it a minute to dry, and then we'll cut off these excess pieces. But you've got extra glitter, which don't know, if you're wrapping a birthday present, you want to put a bit of an extra surprise inside, you can pop a bit of glitter in to your present before you wrap it, or some glitter in the card or something. All right, so the last piece for the front that we need to add on is our string for our balloon. So I've got a little bit of my balloon base there, and then I'm just going to sort of curl it a little bit. So just a bit of sort of a snaky sort of shape. That we can stick our string on. And we can, if you don't like the end, sort of you can cover it with a bit of a little piece of confetti. So gently press it down along your glue line. Now, the only bad thing about using PVA, it does take a few more minutes than a glue stick to dry. I'm just going to put a bit on the end so it doesn't sort of look frayed. There we go. All right, and so now we wait. So I'll see you in a few minutes when all of this has dried. Okay, so when things have dried, you can grab your scissors and we'll turn the card over and cut our little extra bits off. And our string end as well. And there we go, a confetti balloon card for a birthday. I hope you had fun making that. I'll see you next time.